can see that?
Yeah.
Boy, you got good eyeballs.
This is Billy Bob on the banjo. I'm Billy Bob. And you're listening to Manly Banter with Bass and Mandarin. Mandarin, the Bass and Mandarin. Go get down. Everybody want to get a little bit of something down. I know that. Go get got. Watch how you might get shot. Come on, Whitney, go on, getting on, little diddly.
With that step.
All right, today I was in touch with my inner self. That just goes to prove that I need more than 2-ply toilet paper.
Oh, boy. Was it Sherman or Northern? That's all I want.
Scott.
Oh, Scott. It was that guy.
Yeah. All right.
It was that guy.
Welcome back to the Manly Banter. This is Bash.
This is Bader.
And I'm Papa Book.
And today we have Shannon from Pure Romance in today for an interview.
Hello.
Not just any romance. Pure romance. Is that a commercial?
It should be.
We can
It's
do
like
that.
if you're going to voice it over like that.
Yeah,
That's
voice it
pretty
over
good.
like
I almost made myself excited by saying that. I got to myself just then. Boy, settle down. All right. Glad to have you.
Yeah. So we're got her in here because we had some questions about this topic. But us men, we're not allowed to be at these parties. So that's why you're here.
Yes.
Answer some
yes.
questions.
So we getting a secret insight that you ladies don't even know about. Can we talk about that? Y'all
They
thought
probably
y'all...
find out a whole much more than you do.
Yeah. All right.
So I understand why men can't be at the parties.
Yes.
But do you ever host like couples parties?
No. So it is exclusively female only
Exclusive.
or female identifying. So so we're not, I guess, exclusive
Yeah.
to, but so it's anyone female identifying. The reason they did that is because there are other companies that do co-ed parties.
Okay.
And there was just a lot of issues with having men there. Women didn't feel comfortable, didn't feel safe.
Right.
Because there were some men that would just go out of line.
Like we're gonna today.
That's a good reason because we don't know how to act.
Yeah.
Especially these
We
two
don't know how
how
to act. They could be talking about a serious subject that's touching the heart of somebody that really needs that help with the pure romance.
And then
And
touch
we'll
a
be
little
talking
more.
about, I got to go to the toilet.
Can I borrow one of those?
We
Can I
just say
test
some
it?
outlandish stuff. We something wrong with us.
But
But we should go to the party just to see it.
So as far as hosting the parties, what got you into hosting these stuff? And
Yeah. How'd you start?
Okay, I'm sorry. Before I get into that, do you want to explain what Pure Romance is?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it.
So Pure Romance is a sexual health company for women. Obviously we aren't, so men can still buy products. Obviously you can buy products for your significant other. You can also, we have men's care products too. We also have men's toys. Because we all know that men are in women's lives, obviously.
Just another reason why us men should be there.
Do y'all still carry the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip? That's what I want to know. But that was
We do
back in the...
not.
Oh, okay.
We
I know.
That's the 70s version.
That's a 70s version. That's back in the day.
Like,
Yeah.
so with the men not being there, do you ever have the women that are like wanting to buy something, but they kind of like video their man to like show them what's there? Or?
Yes, a lot of times women will be like, well, can I ask my partner before I buy this product? Can I want their
Got us on
input or
FaceTime.
something? Which is completely understandable because you're going to want their
Right.
input.
Right.
But yeah, so there's a lot of that. There's a lot of times when I have had many hostesses ask, could we do a co-ed party if everyone's comfortable? And it's in our policy. We are not allowed to just because of how many issues there had been in the past. Plus it's supposed to, the whole thing is so women have a safe environment to
Right.
learn about the sexual health that they
Right.
don't get to learn about because of the sex ed system is not where it should be.
And why?
Right. And men are immature in
We're
nature.
immature when
so,
it comes
yeah.
to something.
Yeah.
It's, especially when they're talking about that.
We're about
Or if
5
there's-
years behind the women.
If there's
I
other
mean,
men too present, like men feed off each
I
other.
don't think we behind. We're a little ahead and they ain't caught up yet. You think that?
That could be it.
That could be it.
I've had some very interesting conversations with females, so you guys would be surprised. Exactly.
I
don't
wouldn't
like-
say. I
Go
wouldn't
ahead.
say that we're advanced. I'd say that we're
We're-
such a basic level of
Yeah.
need and necessity
Yeah.
that we feel we're advanced because we don't stress for the high end,
We don't go.
you
we
know, the
don't go
higher
out.
quality.
Just
don't
like
know.
women like their purses and they the bags and the nails done and all that. All we care about is simple stuff. Just throw some water on my foot. Is that okay? Just throw
Have you
some
ever
water
gotten
on
a
my foot.
pedicure?
I went and got the pedicure
yeah.
I
and
was like,
tickled.
you need to go get a pedicure. It's not just water.
It was pretty good. I'm just saying that's how simple we are. We just want some moisture of some type. That's it. We don't care. Put some lotion on it.
When it's been too long, you just go walk on the beach barefoot real quick.
That's it. That's it. Here, baby.
All right. So yeah, let's get into this. What got you into this? When did you start? How long have you been doing it? And
That's a lot of questions all at
you know,
once.
just a general overview
Just a
of
kind of
Okay.
journey.
how you got into it.
So I started selling Pure Romance 3 years ago. Well, it'll
Okay.
be 3 years on March 1st. It's actually almost 3 years. I have been using Pure Romance products since I was 18. I actually went to my first Pure Romance party when I was 18 years old. So Pure Romance has been around since 1993. So they've been around for 30 years as of this year.
They're doing something right then.
They
30
are.
years of pure romance.
And it's amazing because most of our consultants have been married for a very long time too. So I'm like, see, the products work.
That was actually going to be one of my questions too.
Right.
But so I actually had previously done other sales. I was actually a pharmacy technician for 10 years. And I'm a certified pharmacy technician. I was actually going to pharmacy school to become a pharmacist.
Okay.
So she could subscribe the little blue pill and then sell you the toys.
I'll help you out in both ways.
Hey.
Take the pill before you put the toy on.
Forewarning, yes.
Use the
Make
pill
sure you
first.
have somebody with you to use that pill with.
That's right. You don't want to fall out.
Otherwise, you're going to be real awkward at home.
Yes.
You got high blood pressure. Your eyes rolling in the back of your head. You took too many.
What do I do for the other 3 hours and 57 minutes?
Right.
But that's awesome, man, to have that type of background and know what you're selling.
Now,
Yeah.
did someone else get you into this, or was this something that you wanted to do the second you went to a party?
Yeah. What
No.
drove your interest to it?
So the first time I was actually asked was from my sponsor, Nicole. If she's watching, I told her to watch, so I'm shouting her out. She asked me actually about 4 or 5 years ago at the very first party I threw with her. And I told her no. Like, I told her flat out, no, I will not. I can't do that. Like, I was one of those people, like, I cannot say those things. I cannot talk about that. I will do parties with my friends. That's okay. But, you know, like, my mom would kill me. And then I got pregnant with my second, and I had a party, and I was doing other sales, and it just wasn't cutting it with the extra, because I needed more extra income other than my pharmacy job.
Right.
And I was like, I went to my husband and I was just like, do you think I could do this? And he goes, well, you're selling that crap and you sell that crap well. Don't you think you would sell that a hell of a lot better?
Right.
And I was
Sex
like,
sells.
Because
Yeah.
once you consider it as a necessity, is that a necessity in some people's life?
For a relationship, I
100%.
feel like
Relationships,
it's,
as far as that, yeah.
I feel
yeah.
like it's not like the top part of a relationship, but I feel like it's a very important part. Like,
Yeah.
if the intimacy isn't there, then I feel like the attraction is lacking.
yeah.
Right.
There is only 2% of asexuals. If you guys know what asexuals is, they have no physical contact.
Okay, I'm glad someone just
Kind of
I
explained
didn't.
it.
I had. There's too many things. I don't know. Like,
There's only 2% of people that actually do that. So you think about that 98% of the human population.
So they just walk past the woman in the kitchen without grabbing the booty. That's what it is?
Yep.
Just slide on through and just say, hello, come on out. That's it?
they're just over it. They're
They
over
done
it.
with it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Asexual.
The cleanup takes too long.
That got anything to do with when it's an asexual asshole? Is that what that is?
No, they just have no sexual
Drive.
need or desire.
Oh, my God.
So, do you think that that is more of a choice that they've made, or is that like, is it something that you genetically just don't.
I don't
you
know any about
That's a
that.
demon spawn.
Because I don't. I
She's
don't.
selling
I've
sex
heard
toys,
asexual.
I was like,
Sure.
I don't
knew
go.
what
I don't go
was,
into that
so-
far apart.
I
don't-
know. Okay. I know some people don't. They're not like born with high levels of testosterone, or so their like desire for that part of like having sex is just not a high value. So I didn't know if.
I feel like it would probably. I mean, my own personal opinion. I feel like that's like obviously like with the low testosterone and stuff. That's more like a low libido issue than an actual preference of what you would want.
I used to thought the word libido, not to cut you off, was a workout equipment at the gym. Don't it sound like a piece of equipment at the gym?
It does sound like a.
You've been working out on your libido.
But now that
That's what
you
it sounds
now
like.
that you know what it is, you don't want that libido to
You
be low.
don't. You
Yeah.
keep that libido up.
Yeah.
But is there a toy or a device that can bring them out of that asexual cloud that they're in?
I don't think so. I think
It's,
once.
it's a mental lock.
It's a choice. That
Yeah,
they-
I think it's very much a personal choice.
I always wondered that. We need to have someone like that on the show and ask them some questions because
But okay, so that's the
So we
problem.
call them
is
on
it gets a
asexual?
little touchy when you're asking questions because
no, it doesn't get
the
touchy
things
at all.
it can be like yeah, but it's how people
Not touching
interpret
shit,
it.
is
You
it?
know, like everyone in the room, like right now we're having a conversation, you know, and we're talking about intimacy and toys and different things.
Right.
We could all be fine with it, but
Yes.
some of the people who end up watching might think that something, and that's how you end up getting into that whole cancel issue.
Yeah.
So I agree, it would be really cool. I want to hear other people's side and what drives them to make decisions that they make, but it's so hard to like
You would
talk
have
to
to find
people
the right
anymore.
person.
Yeah, and then find the right way to word it.
Hell, I got a question. I remember back in the day, it was a comedian named Richard Pryor. You guys all know him. Richard Pryor said he had a wife, and when he was married to this woman, he walked in the bedroom on her. And he said, "What the hell is that?" He said he thought he was doing the job, and there it was. He said, "What is that?" She said, "That's my vibrators for my back." But he thought it was a massage. She says, "A massage and vibrators for my back."
Your back.
He said, "Okay, your back ain't feeling good. I thought I'd massage your back," but she told him it was for her back, and back then he was like, "Okay."
Well, my thing is to you. So, women obviously they play with themselves alone. Don't you guys play with yourselves
All
alone?
the time. All the time.
Gotta be
Exactly.
It's a team effort. It's a team effort.
I always need a hand when I'm
Hey,
doing that.
that was your first exploration as a young person.
Exactly.
What is this? Hey, all right.
Yeah.
That's one of those things you can just
But-
go through,
But also with part of my job is there's lots of women that I meet that have actually never touched themselves and don't know their body parts and things. And that's a huge barrier because if you don't know your own body, how are you going to tell your partner what is good or what isn't good?
They never
Right.
touch nothing,
Yeah.
huh?
So that's something
Is people like that?
there.
Yeah.
So
touch nothing, huh? God damn.
your parties, do you have do you have specific levels? So do you have like parties for people who are like new into like kind of educating them on
Touching it.
things that would help them at a lower level of experience versus a higher level of experience, or is it just a general
So
gathering?
it's basically a general gathering. So I always start the parties off like we do just mild products. So we have mild products, obviously, so just bath and body. Then we have just foreplay items, and then we obviously have the toys
big
for
guns. They
bedroom.
break out
Yeah.
the big guns.
guns, yeah.
Then,
So-
boy, the Tech 9.
So we start off all our products or all our parties with the mild products first, and we kind of go through that stuff, then move into the more intimate products, and then the very intimate at the end.
Yeah, you
So-
gotta ease them in so you
Yeah,
don't scare
we
them away.
we don't pull out the big guns right at the end.
Check out this big boy.
Y'all ever think about bringing in a stripper to warm up the situation? Somebody from the Dancing Bear or something?
No.
The dancing
Dancing
bear?
bear.
Oh my god, that ain't
There's a little more that goes on with the dancing bear.
the dancing
Hey,
bear.
that's what I'm
Yeah, that's way. That's
I'm sorry, I'm out of control. But
that's
here we
a
go.
high level right there.
I thought it danced,
That's
but
intense.
Yeah.
that's rough. But that's an amazing thing. Anything that can help you get out of that funk that you're in, I think that's the product for the people.
Right.
And it's all types of products. You got hundreds of.
We
Hundreds of
have
parts.
like 150 products, and we're actually
If one of those don't work for you,
we are launching 70 new products this year, so I'm really excited.
Oh, wow.
if you can't find one,
Now,
it's over.
You ain't trying hard
now,
enough.
now
Do
they send you like kits that you can try it yourself before you sell them?
So I do get free products monthly, yes. And I get to choose what I want, and I can use
to
it.
promote.
I can use it however I want, the free product. So I
would hope
keep
so.
it for myself. I could give it away as like a giveaway or something. But yeah, I can use the free product we get. I can choose whatever items and use them however I see fit.
Awesome.
So
That's the key,
Now-
man.
Do they sell products that plug into the wall still? No.
No.
Thank God.
You
They don't
remember,
got rid of
was that
electric-
us in high school that was talking about the wall charging?
Yeah,
And wake you up like a time. So the alarm cock is what we were gonna call it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
When it strikes
Something about
12
a static
o'clock.
shock issue.
Oh my goodness.
That makes me think of a joke that I actually.
Come on with it. Let's hear it.
So we have obviously panty vibrators. I'm assuming you guys know those.
With the remote
and they
control.
come
Alright.
with a remote.
Yeah.
And there was a joke that I made. I was like, you can put it in before bed, and you can have your partner wake you up with it. So it's like an alarm clock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what you call the monkey alarm. Yeah, no sound, just motion. That's the alarm that gets you up and moving, baby. You don't need no caffeine or nothing for that.
Right. There's
Wouldn't that be something, boy? That'd be all right.
So you kind of try to promote on social media too, like your TikTok.
Yeah, so yeah, I have a TikTok. It's Pink Angel Parties. If anyone wants to go check it out, 18 or older, please.
And how does with TikTok's guidelines, how does that work for you? Are you able to show your product, or is it only like your mild level stuff that you can show and video?
So there is a little what's the word I'm thinking of? I can get away with it because it can be considered sexual health, which could be considered educational content.
Okay.
Because in their community standards, they have it listed as long as it is educational content,
Right.
it's okay. And which some of my stuff is
Right.
strictly educational content, because I'll give tips and tricks of reconnecting with your partner, or these are things that what should be going on with your body, these are things that shouldn't be going on with your body.
Right.
So some of it is, but yeah, obviously I still promote toys and products and
Right.
Is there a special class as far as like on a doctor, not a doctor, but some type of medical class you got to take to understand the devices before you talk to the people about
Like
it?
what kind of do you go through like a training class or anything?
So I have 2 sexual health certifications.
Okay. Because some people have flagellance problems.
Well, I
Wait,
can't diagnose anything.
Can we talk about the flagellance? Because sometimes you just can't implant certain products because it mess with the gas bubble. The flagellance of the gas bubble. Not to go off subject, but I'm just saying with the devices, sometimes too much pressure can erupt in a ghastly matter.
I mean, you fill the space with an object, some air is bound to come out.
That's what I'm talking about.
If you angle it just right, it's going to keep happening.
So what I'm saying, are you trained to talk to the people about that?
I mean, I'm trained in sexual things, but I can't. If it's an actual medical issue, I can't.
Yeah.
I am not a doctor.
Like out of one of the women in the group, somebody got a fragilist problem.
I have never.
You said,
had
do you want the
anyone
number
bring
3
that
or the
up.
number 12? She said, keep me with the 3 because that 12 last time really upset my stomach. Is that okay to say? I'm
Please
sorry.
do
I'm
not
sorry.
ingest any
I'm
of my
sorry.
products.
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that.
Except for the edible products only.
Oh, they do
only
got edibles, huh?
Yes.
Do they still carry the edible draws? I remember seeing that back in
No.
the... Oh, that wasn't you guys, huh? They made the edible draws. Oh, that was on.
That is not us.
That was a different magazine
that
I was
would be
looking
the
at.
store down
Yeah,
the road.
that's
Those-
Spencer's.
Oh, that was
You
a
know,
different.
you know
gifts.
what that material is too. The edible stuff was made. You remember those little Listerine strips that you
Yeah,
would put on your
that's
tongue?
what that was.
That's exactly what.
That's
it
what
was
the
like.
panty draws were made out
Yeah,
of.
dude,
God
and then you get
dog.
it stuck in your teeth and all that
Oh
shit.
my
Yeah.
goodness, boy, that's terrible.
not ideal days.
That
but,
ain't no good.
So when it comes to like the reconnecting issue that you were talking about with relationships, do you, since you teach sexual health, do you help? How do you, if you're just talking to women, how do you direct women into reconnecting with their male counterpart when it's not directed towards both people? Like, do you just give advice
The man
based
ain't
off
there.
of what she should do to?
So yeah, so most of my clients are obviously female.
Right.
I do have men that will come to me though and be like, "Hey, this is something I'm interested for me and my partner, you know, because like I said, we can talk to men and we can sell to men. We just can't do
host
the
it,
parties together. So
They ain't allowed in the club. That's
yeah.
it.
So men can be on my TikTok. Like, it is not exclusively female only. So like anything I suggest for like reconnecting. So like I actually just did a TikTok, I think it was yesterday or the day before. One thing to reconnect, not sexually, is hold hands, initiate random kissing, hugs that last more than 10 seconds, like actual intimate hugs, communicating, obviously, huge
Right.
one.
Would that be considered rubbing wood to start a fire? Is that the same thing?
Some kindling.
Some type of friction
Yeah,
of some
it
type.
would be a kindling to reconnect.
Yeah. That's what I'm talking about.
Someone in the comments, John Ciotti, with the other podcast that we hang out with.
He said the edible panties are fruit roll-ups.
Yeah, he said they're fruit roll-ups. Yeah, two
They're
mix
like diet fruit roll-ups. They're not as filling as a fruit roll-up.
that's two mix and a wop, not a podcast on YouTube. If you want to check them out, they're pretty good. They got some good
Two
stuff.
mix
Yeah.
and a wop. Yeah. But
They're-
hey, that's some interesting stuff though. What's the age cap both ways? I know they got to be 18 adult.
Yeah, what's the oldest that you've seen come to a party?
Do you
and-
guys have, I'm just going to come out straight to ask you.
That's what I want.
Like, how would you?
Do you
educate
guys have a
18?
geriatric section?
I have had clients up into their 70s at parties. So there's really
I can believe that. 'Cause my
there's-
daddy was
there's
throwing
no
it down
cap.
at 76.
You
Go
know.
ahead. I'm sorry.
I don't think there's a cap on it. You know,
no
as
cap.
long as you want to be sexual, you can be sexual.
If you walk in
I
and
bet the older that your client is, do you find it easier to kind of like explain stuff to them because of their experience versus like if you had an 18-year-old client versus like a 40-year-old client? Do you feel like since the 40-year-old client should have more experience in that it would be easier to explain your product, explain like the the intimacy type levels versus like if an 18-year-old still new to what a relationship
they
even
just slapping
is.
high fives and going at it. That's
You
what
know,
you
Yeah, because everything sounds good when
yeah,
you're
they,
18.
yeah, hey.
I
good.
feel like it's really dependent on their situation, their journey in life, because I've had women who are coming into a party in their 60s and they've been with one person their entire life and recently divorced, and like, I'm doing this party because I have no idea. Like,
Right.
you know, they've been with the one person, they've had no other experiences, like, so they kind of are getting out there in that world and they only know the one thing. So they've never had toys. They've never played with themselves. They've never been with any other person other than their ex-husband, you know? So it really depends on their life experience. Cause I've also come into a party with 20-year-olds and they've been to multiple of these parties and they're like, oh yeah, I know this and this and this and this already.
Yeah.
And you know,
Well, the
so
generations are different.
but then I've also had 20-year-olds and they're completely clueless. So
Yeah, they don't even know how to use the toilet.
Yeah, okay, so you're right on that, the generation type of issue, because
Right.
I'm thinking based off of my mentality when I was 18,
Mm-hmm.
and it was like one track minded. So
Right.
it was versus experience now is what I was talking about. Like
Right.
now I would be more open minded and find it less of like the humorous side of like, oh, this will be fun type of thing. But yeah, okay, I see. Because nowadays kids know way more than they
Right.
probably should.
And, you know, and
At
I
that
think,
time,
and I
yeah.
think no matter how old you are, I think it all can be a re-education to your sexual experience because sometimes you go with what you know. You understand what I'm saying?
But okay, so
and if somebody throws something
piggybacking-
different at you,
yeah,
you're like, what the hell is this? This ain't, I ain't into that. I guess that's when you got to open your mind just a little touch. You know what I'm saying?
right. And jumping on what you said, and it kind of goes off of what you said, where people had one partner for a long period of time. Do you feel like, in your experience, it's better when people have had multiple partners, that it's so they are not so closed off and only used to like, this is the needs that this person had and this is the needs I had, and they knew where that was, versus multiple partners, different needs, and they can find like the use of different intimate toys and things of that nature.
I feel like that I'm trying to think of the way to say this. People with multiple partners definitely are more open. But then there's also those clients that I have that have been like, okay, I've been with this person for so long and things seem to start to be sizzling out. I need something that's going to spice that back up, give that passion back.
Right.
So there's so many different situations.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy situation. I think what the women should do, since they don't invite us to the parties, this is what they should do. Jump in the closet and dress up something different every day. Have you about 5 or 6 different wigs up in the closet, different color negligees. Come on out like somebody different every day, but it's you, so we ain't cheating on you.
that's a huge thing,
And
though.
come on out. Huh?
Is that because most women don't buy lingerie anymore because they're like, well, I wear it for 5 seconds and it goes on the floor, and I'm like, yeah, but you got to think of it like a present. You're wrapping yourself up like a present, and who doesn't like a present?
Right.
You know,
Best
so-
part of it
You
is
know
tearing
what
it off. Yeah,
What
tearing
I
off the
think the problem
packaging.
with women with that,
The presentation.
women don't understand. We don't care nothing. Because some
We don't.
women feel like they gain a little
We really
weight.
don't.
They don't wear like they used to. Guys, really, I'm telling y'all, guys really don't care about that shit.
No, all you got to do is touch it, and we're ready to go.
Put
Once
it
the
on.
mood once that mood hits, it's
Put it on. Whatever you got, put it on. We don't care if it's cutting up your back or whatever. It ain't looking like it used to. Just the excitement of you putting it on, that's what we like. We don't care what it looked like 20 years ago. Ain't nothing going to look the same. From 20 years ago.
That's just
Whoa,
what the
that's-
thing is. Men have to tell their women that. That's the problem.
We can tell them all the
is 'cause a
time,
lot
but they
of
get
women are
around the
getting
mother girls.
See, okay, so, but now that kind of like tiptoes into an issue that we've touched base on a while back,
Come on with it.
where it's, you're saying men need to tell their counterpart what they desire, but if
You gotta be
that's
careful
what
with
we're
that, though.
talking about, like in my experience, when I've said certain things, it almost seems like you're being treated like it's all you think about is sex, or
Yeah.
you know,
Which is true,
so
but
you
go ahead.
can't, yeah, but it is and it is, yeah.
Right, yeah,
You
right.
want it, you want something different, like because even though, yeah, like you know, like Bash said, touch it and we're ready to go. That is the case, but it's also fun to have the build up before it, and then when you say that,
Yeah, but you
or
build it
say
up
like
too
a certain
much.
way.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about like
I know
I'm
what you
talking
women
about like
are more emotional and we are more physical.
yeah,
Is that-
before
Yes.
even the foreplay. Like, have you ever done? So you were talking about dressing up. That goes with role
Right.
play. So when you're doing role play, it's fun to do just besides the dressing up in the costume, be the character.
Yeah.
You know, maybe go out to a bar and don't sit by each other at the bar and
Right.
try and go pick your partner up, type of thing like that. Where, in my not.
Pass her
Not
$20
all my
and see what you
experience,
do
but
with
I'm
it. Is that
saying
what you're
like there's times where it ends up feeling like you have to tiptoe to explain to your partner what you want without her feeling like she's not, you know, like she'll say, okay, well, I'm not doing something right for you or something like that. And it's like a man, you can tell if you're doing something right. There's a result at the end of your
Right.
your
Just
night
don't have
that
a glove
shows.
with spikes on. That's,
But yeah, like how
you're good.
how do you suggest that a man explains to his
Partner.
counterpart, his partner, what he wants? Like if he wants more of a role play or foreplay or something of that nature to spicing things up, how does he say that without coming across like in the way that makes a woman feel defensive, like she's not doing something right. Where it's like, I don't know if it's just an experience thing. Like I feel like it should be pretty common where, like it's sensitive to the way that people look or feel. How would a man come across to his partner?
If it was me, because obviously I am not a therapist or something.
Right. We'll let you be one today. Go ahead.
Yeah. I'm just talking about in
general. I would start it off with maybe, hey, I want to have a conversation, and it's not, and it's not anything bad you're doing. It's not, or that's not the right word. I want to have this conversation with you because I want to improve our connection, or, make it in a way so it doesn't feel like you're directing it towards her. More like you want to experiment. You want to grow with her. You want, more than just being like, no, we need to do this, or, you know what I mean?
Right.
You need to drop it low. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's one of them things. I understand what you're saying. It's one of those communication things, but
it's how you present
a lot of
the
things
question.
with men, and I'm gonna tell you, us being when we were young boys, we kind of rebelled against the hugs from the moms. We pull away from that. And as we got to be teenagers, we most definitely wanted your mama to say, love you in front of your friends. Hey! You throw the pound up. Look at them, coming all that mushy stuff. And sometimes we took that into our manhood. You understand what I'm saying? So the physicalness, and me personally, the way I was raised, it was never that cuddling type mentality when it comes to all that stuff. So the expression of that, a lot of that I had to learn touch and go. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was now physically very attractive to the woman. Hey, do sit-ups by herself. But the thing is, that I had to learn. And I'm still learning today. It's more that comes with it. You dig what I'm saying? It's one of those things, and sometimes you can't verbally say it because the female is a little different with taking information from us, how we push it out. You got to be real careful with that, because sometimes you can say, look, I need you to dress up. What bitch you been looking at?
What inspired you?
What inspired? What you been watching on the Pornhub?
Yeah.
Or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's some of them things that you got to be real careful about. So sometimes you got to say, look, at what can I do to make me a little more connected to you, because I feel like I'm slipping.
Yeah, see, that's perfect.
Okay.
If he would say, that
I feel like I'm
perfect.
slipping. In a way you are, because that's not who you are really, but sexually you probably can get there with that. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm not no touchy-feely type of guy. I hate when somebody, especially a stranger, if you touch me.
Yeah.
Sometimes she said, won't you want to get a massage at this place? I don't like people touching me. And she love massages. She don't care who touching me. I'm kind of watching that.
Yeah. I don't blame you for watching that.
Someone asked us a question.
What's that?
They said, do guys like sex toys, for themselves?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah, why not?
See, y'all with the sex toy generation. Y'all probably with. Me, myself, I want one of them dolls from China that they got the thing look like human talk to you.
That's a sex toy.
That's a sex toy?
That's
That's
a
a
sex
robot.
toy.
That's like the top of the line.
What they sell those at?
That's
China.
China? You can order through Ibotta or whatever. What is it?
Ibotta.
Be careful on what materials you're getting, though. From
Oh,
China.
you get the latex.
it would suck to
Mess
have a
around here.
latex issue, because I bet their return
Mess
policy
around
is
and take it with
terrible
you.
on that.
You go ship it back.
Yeah,
and,
I already used it, but
You ship it back. You ship back something with you.
I think that
No, I wouldn't do nothing like that. But I think it's a generational type thing. See, I'm from the old school.
yeah.
And the closest thing they had to a sex toy that I remember was a VHS tape
A magazine.
of Debbie Gone Wild, 14,000. That was a good movie.
Good housekeeping magazines, so
Yeah.
anything where you can see a little curve.
So it's all in the experience of the exploration of your brain, because what you see is what you're attracted to a lot of time.
Yeah.
And so you can get overexposed with certain things, but I think when it comes to a relationship, you got to sit down and talk to your partner.
Yeah.
Because you can get an idea from a girlfriend or a guy you know, and they'll tell you some outlandish shit that ain't got nothing to do with your relationship.
That is what guided me in a bad like misdirection.
Right.
When being like introduced to sex for the first time, like in my younger days, was friends of mine that had no fucking idea what they were doing.
Yeah.
Was giving me advice on what I needed to be doing.
Now,
so
this
it was
is what
like,
you do.
yeah, it's like so just the way that you kind of adapt to over time. Like in high school, it's kind of just really there's it's young and stupid. But after you kind of start to experience different people and stuff, you start to develop like a technique that you think works for you because you've been with the person for a couple of years and it works for them. Then as you move on, you kind of like start to learn different stuff. But it's kind of, I think it's cool how we adapt to that intimacy level too with different partners.
Yeah. Different strokes for different folks.
Different strokes for different folks. Yeah.
Exactly. I think as guys we can get there. I think we just got to open our mind up just a little touch. Because women are more nurturing.
Well, you can't say that nowadays.
No. What he's saying is right.
Women,
it's actually been scientifically proven that women have more open minds in the bedroom than men.
Women are more. Yeah. Women are made to nurture. We are made to fix and conquer. I think we got one drive, one gear.
Yeah.
That's what we're going for. Women like to tidbit around all kind of other little shit. You be like, come on. We just try to do this.
Women are on to something, though.
They got to break out the oils and the water and the rose petals and all that shit. We sitting up there, we like, I ain't got but 5 minutes. I ain't got but good 5 minutes. That's it.
You're just cutting down the time the more foreplay you go into.
As you get older, you ain't got but 5 minutes.
That's what C-rings are for.
You ain't got but 5 minutes.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned the C-rings thing because that was a question I was going to ask a little bit later. Was what's like the most common guy toy that's used in the bedroom?
So guy toy
like
or couples?
For the couples, but like
help the
you were
guy.
talking about the C-ring, which
what the hell is C-ring?
It's
cock ring.
Yeah,
we can say cock on YouTube.
I was like, I don't know what I can and can't
you
say
can
on
say
YouTube.
whatever you want.
If the episode has any issues, then we repost it. And,
say whatever you want. We got a copy of everything.
Yeah.
No, I've seen some before.
Never used one?
Never used one. Never had one that fit.
It's,
but like I said,
it's not a one size fits.
They all stretch.
I don't believe that.
It's not about the it's not about the elasticity. It's about the thickness of the ring and the thickness of the ring. It almost hurt. Yeah, I don't have. I left it at home. I didn't know. But no, I've used a couple before.
Yeah.
And there's like different gauges of them. Like there's different thicknesses. And when you get like a super thick one, it almost hurts in my experience.
Yeah. That's kind of crazy. That's choking you out, man. Look.
But that's
too tight of draws ain't no good.
So the point of a C-ring is obviously to constrict.
Okay.
So so a cock ring has had many names. It's had constriction. It means for constriction, couples. Cock ring.
Hold the flow. It holds the flow up there. That's what it says.
Yeah.
But
choke you.
It's for to constrict, so you last longer and are harder, and then actually will have a more intense orgasm with that. So you don't want it too constricting, because then obviously it will be painful.
Yeah, it feels like you're getting in a headlock or some shit.
Yeah, but you want it tight enough where it's going to constrict to make it last longer.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Then there's also the C-rings like we have. We have a C-ring that's a double feature, and it has two rings. And one goes around the shaft and one comes down around the balls.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah.
And it makes it constrict.
I've always been scared to try
to fuck around and get a blood clot.
I've always been scared. As soon as it comes to anything constricting my balls, I'm like, nah.
I'm too old for that. I'll get a blood clot. I'll be old, Lord. Let me bleed.
So now if we wanted to purchase one from you, how would we go about doing that? Is there a website we can go on? And what do we do?
So we can go to the website.
How can we
order anything like you order online?
We need to go to the website.
She's about to just be hit with a bunch of orders. Yeah. So what would that website be? And then we'll also add it into the description.
It's pinkangelparties.com.
Pink
Is it
Angel Parties.
/ your name or anything? So you get like a commission or anything? How do you get paid? That's what.
So I get, if you order off my website, it goes to corporate, and then corporate pays me. If you go to me directly, because obviously I can just put orders in directly, then obviously the cash comes.
So what was that website?
PinkAngelParties.com.
PinkAngelParties.com.
If you find me on TikTok, there's also a link on my website.
Awesome.
So
Make
and
sure
it's
you go
Pink
to her
Angel
TikTok.
Parties as well. So
Nicole just asked, what is the most popular toy that you've sold?
is that Nicole?
It's out of stock.
Is that Nicole Vorlob watching?
K. Nicole
okay.
K.
Tell us
Okay. Oh, that's okay.
it's
I
out
know
of
who that
stock,
is.
whatever it is.
My most popular toy is Twilight Mood. It is actually a bendable wand that you can use with your with your partner. So it's hard to describe without having the toy, but you can see it on my TikTok.
So a wand.
Do you guys got
Is
the
it
Harry
like
Potter version?
a vibrating type of thing?
Yes, it vibrates.
Okay, all right.
But it's bendable, so you can wear it with your partner.
Huh.
Wear it with.
It's hard to describe. So, because obviously I'm not allowed, because you guys are men. I cannot
Right.
show toys in front of you. But it's a straight. It's basically almost looks like a spoon, and it's bendable, so you can bend it back and forth, and you can insert it. And also, it'll hit her clitoris. I don't know. Hopefully, I won't get you in trouble.
Okay. Yeah.
So, and then you also, it's inside, so it gives more girth, and it'll feel tighter and vibrate. And
So it's a
all the
soup
good
ladle.
stuff.
That's what you're saying it is. Like a ladle or a cup. Spoon.
I'm about to be Harry Potter later. That's what it's
That's
about.
what I'm talking about. That's why I said it's the wand, man. The magic wand.
I missed this level of wizard
I was
school.
like, the best thing you would be able to see is if you go on my TikTok to be able to see it. 'cause
Okay.
I can't.
Definitely gonna
Yeah.
have to go on.
So when I was asking you how you get paid, what is like the income base? Is this commission? Is it something that you get paid for parties you host, or
It is commission. So if I don't sell anything, I don't make anything.
Well, we're going to make sure
Okay.
they get out there and buy.
yeah.
yeah.
I actually pinned the comment with that website to order
Awesome.
from.
Well,
so-
thank you.
What is it? Pink Angels Parties.
Pink Angel Parties. So my team is the Pink Angels. That's why. That's how
Awesome,
it
man.
came about. I don't
Okay,
know.
that's
Just came
cool.
to me. I was like, whatever.
So you said there's a team. So is that when you get commission? Does everybody get commission, or is it just
No.
you assist each other? How does that work?
So if I am not making sales, I don't get money.
But you said that you
Okay.
have like your team. Is it just
So-
this is your website, but then other people just kind of help you out, or
No, so I have ladies that can join underneath me, and they're my team, and I have to make sure they are trained. They're doing their jobs.
Oh,
It's
okay.
kind of like a branch
Like a
off,
sales
like
team.
a pyramid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
It's just-
don't
Well,
say that.
we won't
It's
get
not-
into that.
It's not,
It's not
like
that.
It is not that, because if it was a pyramid scheme, like what
Yeah,
you're gonna
not
say,
like that.
I would not have to. I would
Yeah.
have to do sales.
Right.
If I am not working my business, I don't get money.
Yeah, the whole pyramid thing. I know of some companies like that, and that just gets into a whole different level
Yeah.
of stuff. But so do you have to buy your product that you want to present if it's not any of the free stuff that you've already got?
Or
Like,
do you
know
pick
that
and
your
choose what you
biggest-
put on your website, or is it everything that they sell?
Everything that they we as a consultant, we get a free website from corporate. So and then they pay us commission back from that.
Okay.
Obviously I can buy. I have my own inventory.
Yeah.
That I bring with me to parties.
All right.
And do you have to pay for that inventory? Is what I was meaning.
Do you pay for that in advance?
So yeah. So when
Okay.
you start out, sorry, that's my cup. It's yelling at me to drink water.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. If I'm not
vibrating
drinking enough
cup.
water, it'll flash up and tell me I need to drink water.
That's awesome. Mine's just usually when I go to the bathroom and it's too yellow. I'm like, I gotta drink some water.
Yeah.
Commission or we're commission.
Yeah,
right?
sorry,
Okay,
sorry.
Sorry, you got distracted. Don't like that. But so I can when you start out, when you join, you get a kit. So you sign up and you pay, like right now I think it might be still on sale. There's two different kits. One's $129 and you get like $400 worth of product, and that's what you would show at your parties. Or there's a bigger kit, like which I started with, and it's $320, and you get like $1,000-something worth of product. And so that's what you would demo at your party show. And then you can buy inventory to have beforehand, but it's not a requirement. You don't have to. You can send everybody to your website and do it that way. But like I said, I've been doing this for 3 years almost, and I've built up my inventory. So when I first started, I did not have the inventory I have now.
Okay.
So
Do you have a room dedicated to your inventory?
I do. So like I said, I have
What you call that room?
Well, you kind of have to because you have.
all the rooms
I
got a
have
name.
kids at home. Yes,
Right.
I have a 4-year-old and 2-year-old, so I have an office, and it has
Do you keep it locked, or do they come out sword fighting, or?
no. Well, all the
Let the
toys
force
are in
be with you.
boxes, so when I sell them, they're all packaged. But no, they don't come out sorted.
Luke the Force. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
But no, they're pretty good. They're pretty good kids, so they don't really go into my office unless I'm in there, and then they'll come in and bug me.
Because I remember as a little kid when I ran across my favorite Playboy magazine that my uncle tried to hide it behind the fireplace. Back in the day, the little grid slid out. I saw a paper sticking out and had the little centerfold in it. Woo!
Uncles sucked at hiding their
Man,
magazines.
they put it away too quick. What had happened was his hands were still sticky when he tried to stick it back there.
Oh, the pages
Is
were
that
sticking
okay?
together. Is that what you're saying?
He kind of jumped back too quick and it came out. Huh? Is that okay to say? All right, back to the show. I just had to put that out there.
Topic.
I had to put that out there.
Way off. Yeah. That's a subject for another episode.
With that, have you? You're not able to have strictly men at a party, or is it strictly for women?
No.
So
Our parties are strictly women.
have there
I had
been
to
any
make sure
thoughts
this
of?
was approved
Oh wow.
before I came.
Has there been any thoughts of like hiring men to host 2 men?
I don't know if that's ever been talked about at corporate. That'd be a corporate decision.
That would be.
I'm gonna call corporate.
I think it would be a fantastic idea because I think men obviously need education behind.
We
things
need big
too.
time
and it would
education.
be
We
nice
need lower.
to get
We dumb as
educated
hell.
from another man kind of explain it, because we understand more of how men would take it, you know.
Yeah.
And even if you have to like stoop down to a certain level to talk to them to sell your product, you can
got
still
to.
do it. Yeah.
Cause we slow when it comes to that. Like I said, we got one mindset.
You guys got a company to
We got to
start.
gradually.
Okay.
We got to shoot it as the dart to us with a steak sandwich or something. Just throw it at them.
A steak sandwich.
Yeah, we need all that. We need all that. Something to eat, along with the woman putting up like she got to put it out. We need all that. We just can't need no. You come in the house with a sex set, honey. Look what I got. We gonna try. No, we ain't trying that. Hell no. That's our mindset. But if she have a nice steak sandwich with it, make a little salad on the side, come down from a hot shower with all greased up Shannon,
And then check this
and
out.
then check this out. That's how you do it on full stomach. Is that okay?
Depends what it is.
I'm just saying. Yeah. That's how it works.
Well, our CEO is actually a man, so
All right.
That
That's
makes
all right.
it makes sense for a man. Well, I'm not saying that it doesn't, that a woman.
We
should-
ignorant though.
should
That's
have-
why.
Well,
That's
but
why
I'm
we can't
saying
go
it
to the pod. We
originally
ignorant
was
as
a
hell.
female.
Yeah.
So our CEO is actually our founder and creator's son. He
Oh,
took
okay.
over the company from
Yeah.
his mother, who actually created
They
it.
don't let us at the party.
Like
stuff. We ain't
anyone
no
who's
damn good. We out of
selling
control.
sex is on the right. Like it's just like selling food. It's something that's always going to be needed and something
Always.
that. Yeah. So I think it's
never going out
I
of
think
style.
It's awesome. Yeah. No, it's not going out of style.
That's
No.
why OnlyFans is still around. You got the P Hub still out, and they make so much money doing all that.
Don't get me started on OnlyFans. On TikTok, I get those comments so many times. Oh, you need an OnlyFans, or you're
Have you ever thought of
But-
something like that?
no,
No.
For just
not
for
not me
not
personally.
for
I don't
not
care
for
if anyone
doing
else
it.
does.
Not for doing it,
because
but
OnlyFans is
just-
not
just-
just selling sex.
Just to get the
it's
audience.
like it's just like an audience base. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
the
if you were
audience
just
base.
but
Selling-
then that goes with the men thing though. She
Selling-
can't host a men.
well, she
Yeah,
can-
that's true.
selling
I don't know, 'cause I
sexual
have-
education.
I feel like that almost kind of
Eh.
double dipping, and we'd probably get in trouble.
trouble.
Like
Oh,
I
okay.
I have a professional account on Facebook,
Right.
like, and that's allowed, obviously, but
Oh, okay.
like, I don't think I could get paid from another source for their stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think he was saying to just do the educational purposes,
Yeah.
like for yourself,
Yeah.
like telling the educational. But
Like,
you could
like
do that just as
relationship
simple
advice.
on YouTube and TikTok, though. Like,
You
it's-
could, yeah, but that's just one extra platform that you can
That
promote yourself on.
seems
I don't know.
more trouble than what it's worth.
Yeah.
I make about between $1,000 and $2,000 a month on average between my sales. I would do between $4,000 and $5,000 a month.
That's like
so.
that's a
Yeah,
really
that's-
that's a decent hustle right there.
Yeah.
that's not
This
bad
is
at
all I do. All I do is pure romance. I don't do anything
I
else
mean-
anymore. I quit my pharmacy job. It made up for it.
That's all right. Now, see, that's what I'm saying. When you can sell dildos and dipping sticks and make a living, that's amazing. Ain't that
Yeah.
beautiful?
It really is.
It's a necessity. That's why I said it's a necessity. That's why they don't want us at the party, because we'll fuck it up. Guys, we'll go in there and be throwing the wands around and shit and messing with the dildo, talking about comparing it to ours. We just don't know how to act. That's why they don't let us at the party. That's it. Simple as that. Damn
Yeah,
it.
that's
Wait till
why-
your wife come home with that.
That's why I was
One
saying
that's
if
bigger
you
than
had
yours.
someone at that level to host to that level, that might
You need
work.
a men's company for it.
Yeah. There was, what was I just about to ask? It was something based off of what you were just saying too. Oh yeah. So, when you got started in this, was it hard to convince your husband of your idea to start hosting these parties, or was
So
he,
it was his. It was
It was-
actually his.
Honey, you need to go sell some of them,
I
things.
asked him, like, I was like, "Do you think I should do this?" Like, and I was not really thinking that, like, I was really gonna do it, and I just brought it up to him, and I was like, "Do you think I could do this?"
Some
And
people
he
got a
was like,
calling.
Yeah, and I'm like, "Well, are you sure?" And he was the one that convinced me to
Oh,
do
wow.
it. Like, it was more him than me. I
He said,
think.
"Yes,
Like,
honey, go do that. Save the world."
yeah. Well, his thing was like, don't you think that he goes, sex sells, like you're gonna
Yeah.
sell that
Yeah.
way
Yeah.
better than anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, he's not wrong now.
Yeah, and you definitely touched base on that in the beginning. I just wanted to kind of like retouch on that because now your husband, has he become more open-minded with you doing this type of work? As far as, I don't want to get into your love life, but do you think that women who are hosting and at that level of education, do you feel like it has helped you kind of educate your partner as well?
As you got more educated
Yeah.
with it.
Like, do you feel like there was more benefit that had come from?
She said she was already on top of the game. She went, hey,
Yeah.
she was,
My husband,
Maybe if you don't want to answer that way, yeah. That's
he's
fine.
always been very just an open person in
That's cool,
general.
though.
Like, so I think before I met my husband, I was actually with my high school sweetheart before I met him. So so we were the exact opposite. He had been with more people than I had been with, and I was kind of coming in blind, like, what is this world? I don't know this. Like, I met him literally like 2 months after I had broken up with my high school sweetheart
wow.
when I was 23. So I was with my ex from 15 to 23. So it was a long span of only
Yeah.
being with one person. And then I met him, and he had been with a plethora of women, and I'm like, I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, so he's always been way more open-minded than
Okay.
I had.
so you
been.
trying to say it's okay to hoe out on the monkey side of the game in order to get your life to a certain plateau?
Yes, I guess
All
so.
right, there it is, people.
Yes.
You can't
My,
go
my
in
husband
unexperienced.
explored things before he ended up with
that's
me.
why I say you got to play the game and be an all-star sometime. You understand what I'm saying? All right.
So someone in the comments wants to know, do you sell more male or female products?
Don't more female, obviously, because we only
'Cause it is
have
for mostly female.
yeah.
Yeah.
We only have a very limited amount of products for men.
Women shouldn't be
So-
scared to touch themselves.
Yeah, us men, we need more toys. I mean, we could just do it ourselves. Which
But
is
women
perfect.
can't be
Have been
scared.
for a long time.
Women can't be scared to touch themselves. Like she said at first, some women are talking about they don't touch themselves. Some are embarrassed about touching. Touch it. is yours.
But we also have other things too. So like we have body products and things too, and
With, like oils and
yeah, oils, massage stuff, obviously, because massages are huge. So
Lube.
yes, we have lube.
flavored.
We have all.
You don't want to put
different
no
kinds.
damn flavor lube on. That shit'll stick to your throat.
Is it
No.
gluten free?
Is it gluten free?
I
they got
don't
Kool-Aid flavor?
know. I don't know.
It's a Kool-Aid flavor.
That's a valid question.
Yeah, I see it on
like,
everything nowadays. Gluten free. I had to ask.
I would have to look at the ingredient list, but I would be safe to say it's gluten free, but you never know because I've actually recently gone gluten free, and there are some. Did you know that there are like body products that actually do really have gluten in them? Like, and I'm like, why?
Really?
Why does it?
Yeah, that's I noticed it on a soap the other day. That's
Gluten in the soap.
gluten free.
So it'll get in your pores and jack you up?
Yeah.
That's what they're trying to say?
Yeah.
Probably.
Ain't nothing no good no more.
Well, yeah, because when you're showering, your pores open up.
And
Like if
blood-
you're taking
yeah.
and a cold shower will close
Right.
your
Speaking of
pores
that,
up.
are these most of these toys waterproof?
Yes.
So we can take it in the shower.
Huge chunk of my toys are bath or shower friendly,
Good to know.
and a good
Well,
chunk of
that's
them are
like-
rechargeable too, so you don't have to worry about
For
batteries.
a lot of people, that's the only private time that you get to yourself.
Especially
like
if you have kids.
I have kids, man. I don't get a lot of private time to myself. So
You better lock that door.
yeah,
Get that double hook on that bed,
Spartan
fella.
kick that door shut.
Hey, look here. Do they got toys for the VR setup yet? That they can connect,
No.
that they can connect with the VR?
Yeah.
I think it was your wife that actually told me about
Right,
that
that's why I'm
VR
inquiring,
thing,
'cause she
and I
told me
was
to
like,
ask you
that.
that.
Is a
She
whole
told me to
different
ask you.
level.
She told
There
me
is
that.
there is a VR toy to complement now.
Yeah.
So,
Oh yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
just
there
trying
is.
to buy from her
But-
though to make sure she get that back pay
That's
for it.
it.
I was
We
just-
do not have that technology,
All right.
not with us, and I
But
don't
just
know
let us
if
know.
we'll
Keep
ever
us
get
posted.
that
Keep
far.
us posted on it. I'm
Third party it.
I'm
Just
waiting.
get the affiliate link to where the product is. But yeah, it's crazy how much toys have changed. It just like I've seen some different things on the internet there, but has in the past 3 years has your company had to adapt to different toys just to keep up with like the new product that's coming out from competition?
Yeah, so we come out with new products every year. So like we just came out with a new line that launched January 7th, and it is actually the newest type of silicone that's out there.
Silicone.
Yes. And it actually is very flexible and lifelike. It feels very, very real. I was actually surprised. I didn't actually buy any of the toys when they launched until I actually saw them in person, because I was like, are they going to really feel lifelike? You know, because you hear that so often, like, it feels lifelike.
Right.
And I was like, okay, we'll see, you know, what it, and once I went and saw it and actually touched it when a different consultant had it, I was like, oh my God. Like,
It does feel
it
lifelike.
really does. And it actually is supposed to warm up to body temperature and stuff, because if you guys have ever felt toys before, they're cold,
Yeah.
you know, before you start touching them. And so this one
Don't
actually
nobody like no
warms up.
cold shit. That's right. No, this heat it up. Do they got some with the heater?
We do have toys with heaters in
That's
it.
all right, right there.
Damn.
I'm a tropical brother.
So there is some high technology toys, but we don't have any other ones that like connect to phones or anything. Just because we've been asked why we don't have it, and because a lot of those toys that you get that connect to the phones, half the time they don't update with the apps. So the app will update and then your
Right.
toy will
Would
stop
those
working.
be the vibrating panties? That they go on the Wi-Fi, your
Certain
wife at
ones.
work, and then you can control it from your
Yes.
house?
And then there's the
Yeah.
ones that
Now
work with the
that's
remote,
kinda sick.
right? The proximity remote
Yes,
too.
we have those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all
Those
right,
ones you
then.
don't have to update though. You don't have to worry
No.
about that
Yeah.
going obsolete.
She could,
Yeah.
Now, are there
she
warranties
could be
on
cross
these?
town and you hit the button, let
There
her know you're
are.
thinking about it. That's what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, you gotta do it when she's like gonna go pick up some food or something
Yeah.
like that. Get like that little case carrier of the drinks, getting ready to bring it to the car, and then you hit the button.
So, what kind of warranties are on sex toys?
So from my company, it's a 60-day warranty if anything goes wrong with it. Like, it actually,
You can't sit that back, though. I know
Like a
actually wrong
damaged
with
product.
it. So like, if your dog chews up your toy or something, that is not going to be
Right.
under warranty.
Like a malfunction that
If something's
happens.
wrong
What's the
with
return policy on some of that?
Yeah.
I know it ain't no return.
There is no like return policy.
I know it. You can have that shit.
How do they gauge a warranty? Do they actually work on your specific toy, or do you send it in, or how do you go about doing that?
I've actually never had anyone come back to me that their toy has been malfunctioning.
Huh.
Unless, like, there's been 1 or 2 instances that they, literally opened the box after, like, a day after the party or something, and it just not turning on. And then, obviously, corporate just sends out a new toy. Because, I mean, everything's it's technology. Every once in a while, you're going to have issues.
Y'all
But
ever had
I've
somebody?
never had anyone come to me after a long period of time and been like, my toy stopped working.
Oh.
Like,
Y'all ever had somebody just send a toy back when you told them don't send it back?
I've never had anyone do that. I don't know about corporate. They
That-
may
yeah.
have had of issues.
I
but
know
I've
they
never
got a
had anyone send it to
room
me.
where the return toys come back.
Now
I know they got
That's
suits
the-
they
that's
put
the
on.
clearance
That's the hazmat
section.
room. That's the hazmat room.
Yeah.
They had the white suits on, walking there with the glasses and the shades and with the gloves on. Because this is women out here I know.
Nah. I have had another consultant tell me a story once about, so she's been in the company, I want to say like 17, 18 years. And she told us this story once about that somebody took a toy and started using it at the party. And
I was
of
gonna
course,
ask you
so
that.
she obviously, she charged the woman the toy. She did not take.
That
Yeah.
was my next question. If there's
Do you put it here? Oh, right here.
Do you have
Oh, right here?
demos, or-
Oh, you
We
keep
do
that
have
shit.
demo toys. Obviously, are not used toys. They are.
She told her that's
You
on the
know,
house.
that takes some guts to just
That's why they
grab
don't
the
want the
toy and
fellas
start
there.
using it
Yeah.
right there.
Hey, that's why they don't want the fellas there, because they got women like that to get out of control. You imagine what the
Well, that's
guys-
the thing. Like some of the parties they get a little. I've never personally had a
They be
party
happy
like
to be
that.
there.
That's probably a good thing.
Yeah.
It depends the level of alcohol involved in the party. I
Is it like a
think.
coming out
Sure.
party for some of them? They get the chance to play with themselves and never did it before?
Oh,
Is
dear
that
God,
what
no.
that is? I'm
But-
going to do it in front of everybody right here. I'm coming out.
But 90% of my parties are very calm, collected. Like they're learning about things and.
I know before we started recording, you were saying that most of the crowds that come through, the shy ones are always the one that get into it more,
Yeah.
and the
Yeah.
more outspoken ones are kind of more timid.
So the shy, quiet people typically are the ones that are more prone to action.
Those are the
in that-
closet. They
even
said them the
outside
closet freaks.
Even outside of intimacy.
Yeah.
Like it's the quiet people that are usually the ones to act when it comes to.
Yeah, this is my chance.
Yeah.
They said this is my
Yeah.
chance. I can't
I've been
let it
waiting
go.
for this moment.
I've been holding back for 15 years.
Oh,
That's all
man.
right though, man. Hey, whatever helps you, help yourself.
Well, like we have a lot of consultants that start and they're like, well, I've never done anything like this before. Like, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. And they're very quiet. And then, you look at them like a year or two later and they're like doing great in the company. It's like,
Yeah.
and see, you thought you couldn't do this.
Now, is there a specific toy that you would promote the most that works better than others, or something that you're more fancy of or use more than anything else?
I
Or
think
you're
it's
like, oh, that's
really-
my go-to.
It's really dependent on what you want it for.
Right.
I guess every woman is different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I
preference,
mean,
the
it's
preference.
really what you're using it for. If you're using it by yourself, if you're using it with a partner, like what?
Cause you ain't know what some of these women been through something.
So how do you? Okay.
You understand me?
When you're gauging your clientele in a room, like how do you build to the conversation? Everyone knows what the party is, why they're there at that point.
Right.
But how do you get to the level of explaining like what everything is? Like how do you break the ice of the awkwardness of having to explain it? I'm sure now it's not awkward to you, but when you first started, just like you said, some of the other people were like kind of timid getting into it. How would you break that tension in the room before showing the product?
So what I do is I always do like a little icebreaker game. At the beginning of the party that kind of introduces people, and it's just like a little Mad Lib where I have people answer these 5 questions, and then we just like...
We should do a rundown. You want to do it? Let's do it. Do a mock intro? Oh, wait, we can't.
We're men. We'll set up our own afterwards.
Yeah.
Just to kind of lighten the mood, and most of the parties... You have people that you feel comfortable with, and that's the whole thing. Like most of the parties, you're getting a group of girls together. Like some parties, yes, there's parent like moms and stuff, or stepmoms, or mother-in-laws and things like that.
They're the biggest freaks, but go ahead.
So me personally, as a consultant, I'm not sure if all consultants do this, but I kind of judge the room on, okay, well, what toy degree do I want to go to? What should I stick more with the body product? Should I, like I read the room to really see what I should. So like we obviously have some bondage products, and I don't show that at every party, is because I can tell that some clients are not going to be comfortable with that, and then some are. So, it really is, you got to read the room kind of.
Right. That makes sense. It's smart play.
Me myself, I'll take the biggest dildo and stick it on the middle of the table and turn it on.
You know what you got into.
Just go.
We don't have anything that
and don't say nothing. And don't say nothing. Just let it go.
Someone asked,
that's an icebreaker right there, ain't it?
Is that rose as good as they say it is?
I don't have it,
No?
but I have seen it and I have felt
What's
it.
wrong?
It feels fantastic. It's very strong.
A little vibrating rose that women...
So, well, the
See,
one you're
now- I
need that
thinking
for
of
my
is
knee. I
not the
need to get
pure
something like
romance
that
one.
for
The one
my
you're
knee.
thinking of is not the pure romance one.
You and I were on a similar wavelength because I didn't know where that was going. I'm not
on
even
my knee. I don't know.
So the rose that pure romance has is actually a rose with a little tongue, and it actually has like a shaft. So that's the rose we have. The rose that you're thinking of is a different company. I don't know who sells it.
Okay.
But it's actually an air technology, so it like kind of puffs right on.
It's blowing at you.
Yeah. But yeah. So I don't own a rose. I own the air technology
That bad
toy
fella
that
blowing
we
at you.
have. And that one is a different type of orgasm, and it's fantastic. So definitely get an air technology toy if you don't have one.
And
I only
you just go on that link and buy one now.
Get yourself an
Us men,
aerator.
we only know one type of orgasm. It's
Yeah,
the
you guys-
same way every
It's
time.
because
You guys did not luck out on that. You don't.
That's it.
no.
But everyone's reaction is different, I can tell you that.
What
There's-
they say, you can be the most intelligent person in the world, but it comes down to that, you just get. They just said non void. Pull yourself together, Jimmy.
Oh my god.
But I think for the women to go through experiences like that, just to get educated, to educate us, that's the ticket. Because I don't think we need to be at no party. We ignorant when it comes to certain things, but we should allow women to do so in order. I think it benefit us in the end.
Oh yeah, it definitely benefits
It
you.
benefit us. Just don't bring no shit that's too crazy up in the house. Cause we ain't doing nothing. Hey,
We don't
bring
have
no-
anything too crazy.
Don't bring up.
I was just
You
about
look
to ask.
We
like
don't have
you're
anything
just-
that's
I
out of
get
the
a
You
little
look
scared.
like you're spacing out, thinking of a worst
Think
case
about-
scenario.
Yeah, don't bring no shit up in there.
It's bringing back some shit.
He goes this one time.
Hey.
he doesn't want to tell the story.
Because
That's what's going-
sometimes, when you're in a relationship, let's say you have like a little pimple or something on your ass. You tell your woman, you say, hey, baby, come look at this. What is that? Next thing you know, hey, come on, don't play around with that shit. Now. Just get the
She
pimple.
said it was just the tip of her finger. Oh my goodness.
But it's a wonderful thing, man. And I, grant you great success
Thank you.
with all your endurance of getting your business going, and hey, it's a wonderful thing. I think, hey, anything to help us out. Fellas, you must understand all this stuff that you're hearing is for our benefits.
Yeah.
Unless
There's a lot of tips on my
it's
TikTok.
benefit for us, and not just for us. It's some of the girls that like the girls that like the benefit. It's beneficial for them too. So go on the website. What's the name of the website again?
It's actually one of the top pinned comment.
Okay.
PinkAngelParties.com.
PinkAngelParties.com, and go and get your stuff from the PinkAngelsParties.com. They got the rose with the
Not the rose. Not the
No.
We
It's
do have a rose.
It's called a rose with the it blow on you like this here.
No, it's called risque rose. Is the one.
It's called risque rose and blow that air on it. You
No,
want to
the-
puff,
No.
pass?
You don't want to pass.
You're
that.
butchering this, man.
What I do?
The air technology toy that we have is called the Adventurer.
And what does yours do?
That's the air technology. The
And
puff
what does
puff.
it get the puff on it?
Yeah.
That's why I said it blows on it.
But that's not the rose.
That's not the rose.
That's
That's,
not
the
the rose.
Adventurer.
It's called it takes an adventure on your ass.
It will.
It's adventure. It's not the rose. It's the adventurer. It takes you on another adventure. You think your eyeballs fell in the back of your head last time.
So what's the craziest thing that people have requested, or like something just out there that you've experienced at a party that hasn't really had, just something crazy that's ever happened, or the weirdest request, or like, do you sell like freaking alien dildos or anything
No.
crazy like that? Okay.
Everything we have is very normal. I think I've had. So like I said, I worked in the pharmacy for 10 years. I have way crazier stories from working in the pharmacy than I ever have
I
from.
can only imagine.
We got to have you back on the show. Ask a pharmacist.
Yeah.
I am not a pharmacist. I'm a pharmacy technician.
Well, okay. Ask a
Close
technician.
enough. You're in the same
enough.
room.
Yeah. You're behind the desk.
You ever had somebody come in the pharmacy one time that couldn't speak English?
Oh,
They walk up to the counter and just, they throwing their hands around, the baby,
all the time.
the baby.
All the time.
And then the kid come in and speak English. You said, what is he saying? He said the baby needs his asthma medicine. He can't breathe. But he couldn't get it out. He just, the baby.
No.
Yeah, we'll have you back on the show for that.
That ain't come out right.
Is there anything else that you would like to plug for yourself? I know you were talking about your TikTok. What's your handle for TikTok?
Pink Angel Parties.
Pink
What
Angel
kind of
Parties
dances you do on TikTok? Do you do your dances while you're selling your product?
I don't dance on TikTok.
TikTok got to
I
bust
do
a move.
not dance. I am not a dancer.
You got to bust a move on TikTok.
No.
That's what TikToking is, ain't it? You tick and then you talk. Is that what it is?
That is
Do you
not-
have an Instagram for your business as well?
I do, but I don't use it very much.
Okay. Facebook?
Facebook, I do. It's under Shannon Marshall. You'd have a hard time finding it.
Okay.
Find my TikTok, and there's a link in my TikTok bio, and you'll be able to find everything.
So start
from
at TikTok.
there. Yeah, that's the easiest way. Because if you look up Shannon Marshall, you're gonna be looking up 1 million people in the world. It's a very common name.
All right. Did you want to plug anyone else or your
Do you have
associates?
anything
or-
else to?
I mean, I have a couple good girls on
Shout-outs?
there. Carissa Shohan is fantastic on TikTok as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
If you are a TikToker, if you're in our Wisconsin area, my upline, she's a Nicole Vorlab. She takes care of Racine.
Okay.
I take care of pretty much Kenosha. So
All right.
Awesome.
All right. Well, with that, you have a good day, you sexy motherfuckers.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Good